we're going to learn right now from Larry Hedrick, co-founder of the Superstition Mountain Museum. You never know what you're going to find up there in those mountains. He found a shaft that he's going to tell you about right now, and it's very interesting. I've come across some of those things myself, but I think you're going to enjoy this story.
There again, I don't remember the exact time, probably in the early 2000s. I had traded a pickup that I had just bought, an older pickup, to Jim Hatt, who was a caretaker up at Government Wells for those mines that are up there. And I traded it for his Toronado car because he was hunting the Lost Dutchman mine, driving a Toronado car. And so we made a deal, and he was happy with it, and we became friends. A number of years later, he approached me to go in the mountains with him, that he had something he wanted to explore. And I said, well, yeah, Jim, I trust Jim. I wasn't afraid of Jim, but I still would like to have somebody else. And I got my friend Hank, and we rode in from Government Wells down Second Water Trail to Black Mesa, not Blacktop Mesa, but the big mountain, the Black Mountain. And at the north end of that, there's a trail that cuts off to the straight north. You go past an old water tank, earthen water tank, and in about a mile, the valley kind of drops down into a channel. We had to stay up high to keep out of the brush and stuff, but by the time we got to the end, we were at the bottom of this wash, and directly across from the wash were two little hills. We went around them and tied the horses up and walked over to a cliff and climbed up this thing, probably 60, 70 feet, and there was a flat area with three sides, which were 15, 20 feet high. And there it was, a shaft straight down. And as they dug it, it kind of turned and left squares on the way down. In fact, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a picture taken from the top. This is looking right down the top to the bottom of it. It's 70 foot deep. And he made this ladder, but we lowered him down. There was a head frame there made out of pipe and one of those boat anchors, boat things. And we lowered him all the way down in there because he wanted to investigate the sides as he went down, and he needed his hands free. The rope ladder he made was in case something went wrong so he could get out. And at the bottom, the debris had fallen down in there. I was always concerned that a rattlesnake or something had fell in that hole, you know, and that's what he was going to end up with. But he was hoping there was chutes or offshoots, drifts and stuff. So when he got to the bottom, there wasn't any drifts, but there was the handle of a bucket buried in the bottom. So he dug that out and we hauled it up, and it was full of material, but probably mostly from the sides. And we took that home, and he couldn't find any trace of mineralization of any kind. And we just wondered and wondered and wondered what kind of people it took to dig that hole and why they were doing it. And some of this trash that was left around was military food. If any of you were in the military, in the field they brought out these containers to feed you out of. And they had purchased some of those, and they were Navy. And not that that meant they were in the Navy, but they got this military surplus stuff. And it all dated back to World War II. So we figured that shaft was dug in the 40s, maybe early 50s. You know, somebody looking for the Lost Dutchman.
Thank you, Larry, for sharing that story with us. Like you said, you never know what you're going to find up there, but be careful, be ready, be prepared when you go up into these mountains, because they are lethal if you don't know what you're doing. It's all part of the mysteries of the Superstition Mountains.